Hi, I'm Nancy Genys from Gatewings, and today we're going to talk about addictions. And to do this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the parable of the Band-Aid. And in life, when you get hurt, you try and clean it up, and you'll take your alcohol swabs or your Neosporin, and you'll clean. After you've cleaned it, you'll put this stuff on, make sure it's really good and clean, and then you'll put a Band-Aid on. And it might be one of all sizes. It could be a large one, it could be a little one, it could be some that you spray on, a liquid kind of Band-Aid. And they even have some that are decorated for little kids that have got, designs on them. But the point of this is that in life, with our bodies, when you do that process and you put a Band-Aid on, it's so that your owie can heal. But what happens when you have an emotional owie is completely different. An emotional owie, the mind pushes it down to your subconscious, really deep down inside of you, because it's too painful for you to bear. And so what happens is we have parts of us, this is all on a subconscious level, that want to keep that owie down at all costs because it's too painful to experience it and to be able to deal with it. So what happens is people either deal with those by having on this side, perhaps you've got things like perfectionism, you're trying to look good, you compensate, you have all the compensation ones. Over here you have physical things that you do to try and have that Band-Aid to keep the owie down. And on this side it will be things like addictions to drugs or porn or acting out any of the physical things of the body that you're going to do to try and numb the pain. So addictions are a way of making sure that you don't have to deal with that. So when you see people with addictions, I want you and all of us, we just really need to be compassionate and realize that those addictions came as a result of a big bad owie, and they haven't had the ability to deal with events of their past. And it's not something that's done on a conscious level. This is all subconscious. So you can get rid of it by a couple of ways. One, you need to acknowledge that the owie is there. So you need to look at things in your events in your life and identify them. Then you need to start letting yourself mourn that and deal with the pain, like literally cry and do all of those things that you need to so that you can mourn your loss. So then you need to realize what happens as you mourn. You're going to go through denial, anger, depression, bargaining. And denial means you can't believe it happened and you don't want it to have happened. Anger, everybody knows anger. Depression. Bargaining is where you try and, in your mind, go over it 1,000 times and try and think of what you could have done different so that you would have had a different outcome. And then you're going to have acceptance, and you may go in and out of all of those steps. The last thing that you can do to try and help yourself is forgive. And forgiveness is a powerful way for you to get rid of that owie. Because if you don't start doing some of these things, those Band-Aids of addictions, compulsiveness, perfectionism, they're all equally, they're not the same damaging on a physical level, but they're still equally powerful in keeping the owies down. You've got to be able to let go of those so that the light can come in, so that these owies can come up, and you can go forward with peace and have some joy. Now, in our Gatewings workshops, we actually teach you a lot of tools so that you can really identify what's going on, things that you've had in your past, and realize that it doesn't matter how big the Band-Aid is that you put on that. It is not getting better unless you take the Band-Aid off and let the owie heal. Let the owie come up in the light and learn how to deal with it and then release it. And so I'd like to invite you to come to our Gatewings workshops or visit our website. We've got lots of information on our website as well, www.gatewings, gatewings.com.